Good morning, everyone. Today, we are going to discuss about the basic idea behind the Power BI report development, in which we are going to include the integration of the Power BI with the different data sources, how to transform that, how to model that, how to write the basic tags, and how to visualize it basic graph like uh, column, pie charts, uh, and how to publish this thing, Power BI report, into the Power BI services to enable end user access the particular report. So, agenda of the today demo is all these things. So, first of all, let me introduce myself. Uh, my name is S. Ahmed. I have total 12 plus years of IT experience. I have delivered at least 25 plus Power BI related analytics related solution and project across the different domain like sales, HR, uh, e-commerce, pharma, energy, oil and gas, across most of the major domain basically. Along with that, I have been training the student for last 7 to 8 years in the Power BI, SQL, Tableau, and Excel. We can start. Let me share my screen. Please let me know when you are able to see my screen. Okay. So first of all, Power BI. Basically, Power BI has two words, Power and BI. So first, we have to understand what is the BI. BI means business intelligence. So what is the business intelligence? Basically, we have to understand that one, right? So BI is a concept. Power BI is a business intelligence concept which includes architecture, process, and technology which convert our raw data into the meaningful information using different graph and chart. But as a BI analyst, this is not the end result. What is the end result as a business intelligence analyst? To fetch the insights from those graph and chart to get the issue business issue resolved or to grow our business, right? So ultimate aim using the insights from the report, we have it should help solving some business issue, or it should help our business to grow basically, right? So that is the whole idea behind the business intelligence, right? It's not one about only the creating graph and chart, right? Okay, that is a developer part basically. So uh, uh, okay. So, as I told, business intelligence is a concept. It's a philosophy. To implement that concept, we have multiple BI tools in the market. Like we have traditional legacy tool like Excel is there, like MSBI was there, is there, Power BI, Tableau, Looker, Cognos, many more are there. But when you search, Power BI is the leading in one in the field of BI domain. Power BI is leading among all the analytics tool, BI tools with 40% 40% market share. And Tableau is lagging behind Power BI with only 15 to 16% market share. So we can imagine how much Power BI is popular in the market nowadays. So there is a reason behind that. Anything cannot be popular through by chance. No, Power BI is popular in the market due to some specific reasons, right? So what are the specific reasons? Obviously, first and foremost is the it is from the Microsoft family. So integration of Power BI with the other storage tool from the Microsoft is seamless. It's seamless. It can connect in the single click with the SQL Server, Azure, SharePoint, any Microsoft storage tool. It can connect seamlessly. So first, this is the first point why Power BI is so popular. Secondly, obviously cost factor. So Power BI is the cheapest in the market when I am comparing to the Tableau. Power BI desktop is completely free. We can uh, develop any report using the Power BI desktop without giving uh, any money. Right. The licensing cost comes in the picture when I want to share that report to the Power BI services I end user. So Pro is the cheapest one among all the BI tools. So this is the second important reason. Third important reason, it can connect 250 plus data sources. Right. No other BI tool can connect that much data sources basically. So this is another important point. And fourth point is that one that it's a monthly up. Microsoft comes up with monthly update each month. It's update with the Power BI, like it can comes up the new DAX, new visuals, new features in the Power BI services, right? So these are the important things why Power BI is so popular in the market, basically, right? So basically, now these are theoretical part. Now comes to the practical part, basically. So when I want to create any report into the Power BI, I have to go through three basic steps. These are the three basic steps, basically, we have to go through. Right? These are the three basic. First one is the data preparation, then data modeling, then data visualization. So in part of data preparation, basically we this is ETL process we do in the Power BI domain. So we connect Power BI with some data sources. For example, if I can have to connect SQL Server, Excel, SharePoint, right? Then I have to do some necessary transformation. For example, because at the source data is in raw format. So when I'm telling raw format means it can have multiple columns. A table can have 200 plus column, but for our reporting purpose, I need only the 10 column out of 200. So obviously, I have to remove other columns. Some header is not specific to our report. We can change the header name. We can merge the two column. We can split a column. We can extract some part of the column. We can create the conditional columns that we can merge the tables, we can append the table. These all the operation we can perform in the data preparation step basically. After data preparation, obviously we load the data into the main Power BI window where we do data modeling. When I'm talking about data modeling, it uh, it contains two steps basically. First one is creating the relationship between the different fact and dimension table, right? Using the one to many relationship, style schema, and cross filter direction in a single direction. So these are different feature we should do, we should enable while doing the uh, data modeling. And second part is the creating the logics using the DAX. DAX is the DAX full form of the DAX is a data analysis expression. So this is a formula used in Power BI to create the logics. So basically, DAX is used to create the first one is a basically, it is used to create the measures. It is used to create the calculated column. It is used to create the calculated table, basically. So this is the second part. That is a data modeling. After doing this thing, I mean data modeling, on top of that semantic model, basically, we visualize our report. We create a report using the different graph and chart available in the Power BI desktop. So in that part also we can get the roles like for the data security, restriction of data access at row level security. We can create a OLS object level security. We can apply some feature like deal through bookmarks. You can use the field parameter. Multiple things we can do, right? To make the our report dynamic. Right? We can also apply the incremental refresh to optimize our performance of the report. And obviously, after the getting the report in the Power BI desktop, that report should be accessible to the end user. So obviously, I have to publish this report into the Power BI service, and there I can give the access to the end user. Right. There are different level of access like viewer access is there, contributor, member, and admin access are there. So depends on their requirement. We can assign a role individual so that they can access the report accordingly. So now let me open the Power BI desktop to demonstrate a simple report, how to create a simple report in the Power BI desktop. Okay. So this is a blank report, right? So first I am going to save this report with the name demo PPI. Okay. Now, so first step I have explained that is the data preparation. In data preparation, first step is we have to integrate Power BI desktop with some data sources. I have to pull the data. I have to fetch the data from some. For example, for demo purpose, I have used the Excel file, right? So I have to go to the get data, then choose the particular data source. So here I am using the Excel. So I can choose the Excel, okay, and go to the path basically. So this is a project naming path of the and open. Right? So it will open a new window basically. So XLS file might have multiple tables, but when you go to the business requirement document, which is shared by the client, we have to go through and see what necessary column we have to fetch and what necessary tables we have to fetch from the source so that I can create the our report. So no extra column should be fetched. No extra table or column should be fetched basically. So for the current reporting purpose, I just need the order and people table. I can choose to not the return basically. I don't need this table. So after enable that one, there are three options: load, transform, and cancel. When I'm loading, it will be loaded without any transformation. But as I can see, this is not in the good shape. This table is not in good shape. So obviously, first, before loading in the Power BI desktop for the reporting, we have to transform this table basically. So I have to click on transform data. So when I click on transform, a new window has been opened. That's This is behind that is a main window, right? And new window that is the Power Query Editor. This is called Power Query Editor. So this is Power Query Editor is called it is integrated ETL tool for the Power BI basically. So what does it mean? Integrated ETL means extraction, transformation, and loading. So this is integrated. Other in market we are standalone ETL tools are there like Informatica is there, ADF is there, SSIS is there. But for the some transformation, we use the Power Query editor basically. So here we use the M language here, right, to transform basically. But we should not be worried that we have to know the M language because most of the thing we can do using these options. So for example, this header is not in proper format, so I can just use the use for storage header. So it will be promoted in particular. And this person is not representing the correct name nomenclature of the column. It is basically a manager. So I can use the manager and region. I can put the area. I put this region in the people. It is also the manager. Table name will be manager. So what we are going to change, what we have changed, it will be logged here. Basically, it's a card. This applied is there. In applied, we are going to get what changes we have done in the particular table. So it will apply here actually, right? This is the reversible. So if I am this cell, I mean, remove this one, just click here. It will be. remove that step. So it will come in the original one, right? So again, I have to write the name. So this is one step. Other in order table, obviously we have to see the data type of each column should be correct, right? For example, this table has multiple columns, right? But I don't need that all the columns. So I can choose, go to the choose column. I can choose the particular columns which are needed for reporting purpose, right? So I can use the order ID. I can use the order date, ship date, segment, customer, city, state, region, categories, subcategories, product name, sales, quantity, and profit. Okay, I click on OK. So remove other column. Except those, the selected one, other column has been removed. Right? Because I don't need those columns basically. So first rule of optimization in the Power BI is that uh, we have to have only the required column. No other extra columns should be there. So we can do other transformation like we can create the parameter. We can in advanced editor we can go there and write the M query language here. Right? Transform using the M query. We can create a new tables here, or we can remove other column. We can remove the we can split a particular column. We can go to the group by uh, in the add column. We can use the you create a conditional column. You can use create a custom columns. You can do the operation based on a delete column. You can do the operation on statistical standards, mathematical operations. We can do a lot. We can extract particular thing from a particular column. We can do a lot of things, right? We can do the uh, merge and merge and append basically. It is the synonymous to the joins and union in the uh, join SQL part, right? So we can perform all these things basically. So now second part is the data modeling part. So since if you go there, there is no data here, right? Because I have not loaded any data in the Power BI. So now how to load the data? Now I'm going to load this data. How to load? Here there is option close and apply. So I can just close and apply. It will be loaded here. It is being loaded. See. Once loaded, we can do the data modeling. Right? So here there are basic three views are available in the Power BI desktop. The first one is the table report view. So in report view, we can create the graph and chart report basically. Here this is a table view. In table view, we can do two things. Whatever table we have loaded, data loaded, we can see the what data are there, right? We can see there. Another thing, we can create a calculated column here using the DAX part. I will show that one how to create. Third one is the that is the model part. So here we create the relationship between the uh, different fact and dimension table, right? So these are three basic views available in the Power BI, Power BI uh, desktop basically, right? So first thing, as I told that we have to create a relationship between the table. Fact, for example, this is the manager is you can that's the dimension table and order is the fact table. Basically, dimension tables are the categorical value, any alphanumeric value basically, and fact table is the any transactional value, any numerical value like profit, sales, quantity is called uh, fact table, fact basically, right? And table consisting. the fact are called the fact table. So how to create a relationship between the two tables basically. So to create a relationship between two dimension, one dimension and one fact table, we must have a common column between those two. So basically, technically speaking, there must be a primary key in a dimension table and a foreign key, respective foreign key in the fact table. So here we have a reason in the manager dimension table that is a primary key, and in the order table that is a fact table we have the reason also that is called the foreign key basically. So through these columns we can get the relationship between these two tables basically. So how to get? We have to. It's a very simple thing. We have to just drag and drop on respective column. I'm just dragging from here and dropping the respective reason column in the order table. And it opens basically the configuration features of this relationship basically. So this is showing this relationship is between the reason and reason. This relationship is kind of the one-to-many relationship. There are four type of relation: one-to-one, one-to-many, many-to-one, many-to-many relationship. But in this case, it is one-to-many relation. One from the manager, that is a dimension, and many to means order table, that is a factor basically. Cross filter direction in single direction. So we can say that. So if we have more tables, right, so we can demonstrate the what does means schemas. Right? There are two type of schemas there: star schema and snowflake schema, basically. So for better performance, we prefer the star schema, where all the dimension table are directly connected to the fact table. So it's very easy to filter the dimension fact table by the dimension table. So obviously, it will increase the performance of our reporting. While in case of the snowflake, one or more than one dimension table are not directly connected to the cell fact table. Basically, it is connected through the another dimension table, right? So this is all about the basically a data modeling part, right? I mean, creating relationship. The second part is the DAX. DAX is the basically data analysis expression. For writing and logic in the Power BI, we have we use the DAX, data analysis expression. For example, if I need to create a column having the year one, so I can create a new column from here and write the DAX here. So there is a concept of syntax. Syntax, how irrespective of writing the measures, calculate count, calculate, the syntax is how you are going to write a DAX basically, right? So that is called the syntax. So what is the syntax for the DAX? So first thing, it should have the name of the column, the name of the DAX basically. So I'm creating a year column, so I am putting the name as year. Then equal to sign, then writing some function. Here I am creating the year, so I can use the year function basically. Right. And it is asking for date column here. So I am putting the date column. So order date is there, right? And close the bracket. So this is a syntax of the DAX, simple syntax of DAX. So it will face the year part basically, right? We can do other things also, like the DAX basically. Uh, we can write the measures. Basically, calculated column and measure, what is the difference is that for calculated column, for each row, there is a value, right? We can get each row for some specific value is there. But in case of measures, basically it is used where I just needed the aggregated value. For example, if I need a total sales, if I need the total profit, average quantity, average age, in that scenario, you're going to use the measure basically. Measure works on the filter context basically, and calculated column work on the row level context. Right? That is the difference between it. uh, uh, talking like a layman, in the case of where I need just a single output, scalar output, in that scenario, you are going to use the measures. But when you are expecting multiple value for each row, there should be a value. In that scenario, you are going to use the calculated column. Okay. So how to write a measure? Simple. See. So I can just create a new measures. Click on new measures, and obviously I'm trying to run total sales equal to how to get it to sum the sales column. Basically, I'm just summing up the sales column. So it will give the total sales. So how to identify a measures? So before any measure, it will show the as a calculator sign. So it will be a measure basically. Okay. So this is a measure basically, right? Uh, so even we can create a calculated table basically. For example, out of this table, I need I have to create a table where I can show the category wise total profit, right? So I can create an aggregated table. So that is called a calculated table based on this basic table order table. So how to create that? I can click on new table. Here I can write the category wise sales, category wise profit. Right? And here I can use the summarized expense basically. So first is the basic table. So I'm creating the summarized table based on the order table. Then group by column. So I am grouping the sales profit value based on the category. So I can put the category. Then I am getting the, what is the aggregated value? The name of that column basically. Total profit. And how to get a total profit? I have to sum the profit column. So it will create a table having the category wise total profit. Right? Just give one more. So I have created the measures, I've created the compute call, I've created the calculator tab. Now, how to visualize our measures? So how to create a report? So I'm creating a basic report. I'm just using the pie chart. So basically, each and every graph is used for different scenario. So let me use a basic that is a card visual. So card visual basically used for the showing the important KPIs like total sales, total profit. So here I'm showing the total sales. So I created the this KPI, total sales. And I can format this one. I can click this one and I can format, go to the format button here. I can format. I can increase the size, the value. I can change the color and category level and go to the general. I can give the title. Here, total sales. I can format this one. I can give some background color. and increase the font basically. In the effect, I can put some colors to the main body. To put the more color, you can use this color and transparency in between, basically, to make the. You can use the visual borders. You can use the shadowing, right? So this is a basic thing. Uh, I can put a theme basically here. Canvas background. Put the some theme. Why there is no? Because transparency is 100%. So this way. I can put some slice on, slice and dice. I can format better here. So and put the slicer. In slicer, I can put the uh, ear slicer setting. I can put the vertical listing basically. Yeah, I can put a drop down. So this is I can put the pie chart and in pie chart I can so the category wise uh, profit. Okay. So basically, it is dynamic, interactive. If I'm selecting a particular area, it will change. We can control this interaction based on requirement. I will give details demo, details when we start the actual class, right? So this can be grow as a basic report. So I will save this one. So I can publish this thing to the Power Based services. So for that purpose, I just need to log in basically.